The Florida condo crisis is looming. It's enormous. It is terrifying. And honest to God, I had no intention of creating this video, but I'm in Fort Lauderdale right now. I just met with some friends who are staying at a building. They're in from out of town to watch the Dolphin Jets game. They're going to the game, but they had this incredible suite, which was pretty high up. And while I was on the balcony and we're talking, having coffee, just kind of reconnecting, catching up, I could not help but notice, looking down at many of the roofs that exist on some of these smaller buildings. And these are not mega skyscrapers by any stretch of the imagination. There are much taller buildings that also have issues. But I only, in this very, very narrow window of what I could see, there were at least 7 buildings, and I'll pop them in so you can see that 100% definitively need to be replaced, period. And I wasn't looking for an opportunity to make a video about how bad it is. I just couldn't help ignore, or couldn't help but notice and have to share how bad it actually is. Now, I'm headed, I actually drove back to see if I could capture any of this, but right now, about to pass the Elbow Room, which used to be quite a famous place back in the days. I mean, this is tourist trap. This is primetime tourist trap area, right? So there's lots of people right now that are out running. Not too many people are at the beach. It's a little bit colder, but you got all kinds of people walking around, maxing out Florida winter to the fullest. And let me see if I can flip this around. And so that's what it looks like from the opposite side of this perspective, right? So you can see lots of people walking around, some people without their shirts on. You might be able to see that. Well, you'll be able to see the snowman here shortly, and obviously it's not a real snowman, but I don't want to get too distracted or off topic, although let's see, where'd that lady go? I missed her. This strip obviously is highly desirable. There's all types of fun things to do here. I'm not going to name all the restaurants or all the Senior Frogs, Rock Bar, all really fun places to have a great time, right? But this is not most people's reality. This is mainly a tourist destination. And while it is a tremendous amount of fun, all right, I don't want to hit anybody. The main real estate that's off of this strip is a little bit further up, and those are going to be multi-million-dollar beachfront properties. Anytime you are in a coastal area of Florida, you are going to pay an enormous premium to live that type of life and lifestyle. But one of the things I couldn't help but notice is how much construction is happening here and how much money is here, right? This is a very, very, almost got myself in trouble. I'm not paying attention. Dodged a bullet on that one. But you can see there's all kinds of construction happening. And truthfully, I don't know what you can or can't actually see. But nonetheless, the crisis that is going to, now you can see some of the dredging that's happening. You can see the marina that is not to capacity, but look at all those multi-million-dollar intercoastal homes that have very quick access to the ocean. You're going to pay a very significant premium to live in any of these neighborhoods that are off of Las Olas Boulevard, period. And downtown Fort Lauderdale is a very pricey place to live, but you can see the older building behind me to my left, and I don't know if you can see the one. I don't know that you have a view of it from the camera, but the left side of the street, there's at least 5 buildings that I know for certain, 100% definitively have a roofing problem, definitively have an insurability problem, definitively are going to have assessment issues for the people that live there. And if the people who live there have the money and can afford to stroke the check for the assessment, then they're not going to be in any particular trouble. But if they can't, they're going to be in serious trouble. And that's what I am very, very concerned about. A lot of people have been predicting the housing market crash and crisis and collapse, and I've talked a lot about it on this channel for years. But the thing that I see happening on a day-to-day basis when I talk to people just like you who find me on YouTube, hire me to help find their dream home or dream lifestyle, when I speak to pretty much anybody that is thinking about selling, they all talk about the same pain points. They all typically have the same financial fears and financial realities that they're dealing with, which is their income simply has not kept up with inflation. And some of them have lived above their lifestyle. They've pretended to, or they've lived a lifestyle in which they should not. And I'm not judging them, but they're keeping up with the Joneses. They're playing fake rich. And you can do that when everything is on the uptick, when everything is bullish. And right now I know that there are lots of people who are bullish on the economy because Trump got elected, and that's all well and good. I do suspect there's going to be a lot of activity in the economy that is very different than what it's been in the past. I do think there's going to be a lot more mergers and acquisitions and free market capitalism that is allowed to happen in many places where it wasn't before. But none of that has really much to do with the average homeowner, right? There are so many people that I speak to who are buried in debt. They are buried in massive interest rates. That they're doing the same thing the government is doing, essentially. But the interest that they are accumulating on their debt that continues to mount and grow every single day, every single month, is staggering. And eventually, debt will eat their equity. Some people have used their home as a piggy bank. Some people have done lots of things that were probably not in their financial best interest. But I've talked to plenty of people who swore up and down that they would never in a million years sell because they have a 2% or 3% mortgage interest rate, and now they're being forced to sell because they don't have any other options. They're just simply out of luck. And when you're playing musical chairs and the music stops and you don't have a chair, well then you're fucked. And I don't want anybody to feel that financial pain or deal with that financial reality. But what I want and what happens are two very, very different things. All that being said, I've kind of gone off topic here. What really caught my attention and what is very obvious to me as a boots on the ground operator of a high performance real estate team that services all of South Florida is that what many folks have been talking about in the content creation space is true. There are going to be massive issues within the condo markets that exist within Florida. Period. And I've said that before, I've talked about it before, but it was never so obvious as it was today when I'm overlooking the balcony, looking at these buildings that 100% are going to be in trouble if they don't replace their roof. And right now we are on a bumpy road, and we are in a very trendy spot. And one of the great things about living here is not only are you right next to the beach, but you're also right in the financial heart of downtown Fort Lauderdale, right? Broward Boulevard is right here. You've got the financial center district, if you will, right here. This is a tremendous place to live and work if you can afford to do so. Most people can't. Most people don't have the money to be able to live that type of lifestyle. And if you are one of those folks who want to live in any of these places, we can obviously serve and support you at the highest level. But the reality is wealthy people can do whatever they want, pretty much whenever they want, because they can afford to do so. They are not going to be the folks that are forced to sell or forced to do anything. But there are going to be lots of people who are 100% at risk. They currently are at risk. I don't even know how many people understand how much financial risk they're actually in, but It was very sobering for me to see how many roofs, and I'm not laughing to mock them. It's just shocking to me that there are that many roofs in such a short window of visibility that I know for certain are going to need to be replaced. But I know for certain that SPF Roofing Solutions is a very good choice. So check them out. Tell them that I sent you. And if we can ever help with anything, please reach out to us because we would love to help.
Good afternoon. My name is Miles Brookins with SPF Roofing. I'm here in Delray Beach at one of our newest projects. It's about 95% complete. This customer, like many, has come to us because of the insurance crisis. There's about 36 buildings, total of 100,000 square feet of flat deck roofing. We removed their old deck. We've installed a new wood deck, encapsulated with our SPF roofing system, which is gonna allow our customer to obtain a regular insurance policy with a normal insurance rate, as well as a 30% energy efficiency savings for the buildings in the community. If this is something that your community would be interested in, my name's Miles Brookins with SPF Roofing. I'd love to come out, give you a free assessment, and show you what we can do to save you money with your insurance and your energy efficiency.
And I hope you max out today, max out your holiday season. Like the video, ring the bell, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you real soon.